Yo, what up, Street Dogs? Air Camp. All right, enjoying Southern California winter, which means it's like 55 degrees, 50 degrees in the shade, but a sunny 70 degrees in the sun. So some practical physiological thoughts. So first and foremost, if it's the winter time, getting maximal sun exposure I think is actually critical, and I think it's silly that people are putting on like sunblock during the winter. I'm like, well, you're afraid of getting like sunburnt or cancer or something like that. It's I actually find that the more sun exposure I get, you know, in general, also during the winter time, is get more physiological energy. And also simple thoughts too is to have maximal flesh exposure, because the more flesh you expose, the more your body can absorb the vitamin D's or the UVs or whatever, right? And also one of the benefits of walking, even if you're in the boring ass suburbs, it's like literally nothing to look at, is I suppose the upside is the environment itself might not be interesting, but you could be more focused in your own thoughts and thinking. And so, and also in some ways, like if you're walking on the sidewalks, right, you could yeah, it's like you could texting while walking or something. I guess it's better to text while walking while you're in the suburban sidewalks than you are in the city, I suppose. I think the reason why the suburbs feel so unnatural is that it's all kind of planned, right? Is that, you know, take plots of land and just build a bunch of houses and stuff. It's not really natural. It's not really like, you know, you think about like Beirut, Lebanon, or more traditional places like you know, Istanbul, whatever. The reason why the cities are much more lively and fun and interesting is that they kind of grow in a more organic way around commerce, around places. Like there's no real division of home, city, businesses. There's all kind of the same thing. Like even when you go to Vietnam, the reason I love it is like a lot of people who are vendors, the storefront is on the floor level and then they live upstairs essentially, and I think life like that is more fun. But anyways, irrespective of all that, I think even if I was a super duper quadrillionaire, still I think the best life involves some sort of like being able to be outdoors in the direct sun, being able to walk, you know, go to the gym, work out, and also be part of a community. That's actually another thing that I've been thinking about too. I need to write down a note with that. The notion of community. So like even the nice thing about going to the gym, or, you know, people like to do yoga and stuff like CrossFit, whatever, is kind of being part of a community. It's like, it could be a superficial community, but being surrounded by other humans, I think it just makes us feel more comfortable. Like, I think the people who live in Beverly Hills in the mansion, secluded from everybody else, to me that must be like one of the most sad and depressing existences possible. Like, I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. And maybe that's why so many people in Hollywood and stuff like that get addicted to drugs and all that stuff, is that they lack like a warm social intimacy world. And when everyone treats you kind of like a demigod, maybe it don't actually feel so nice, maybe. Anyways, and even the idea of going to the gym, half the fun too is just being able to socialize, just chat with people, you know, shoot the shit, make some new friends, just kind of joke around and kind of de-joy and stuff like that. Even when I was back in Providence, Rhode Island, going to the Brown Gym every single day was fun, because, you know, just like seeing my buddies and saying hi to them and chatting, catching up and stuff like that, it's all good. The funny thing also with community is that it shouldn't be like community for the sake of community. Like, what's a little bit artificial when people try to like create a community bottom up, like it's like, let's create a community center. We all know a quote community center will never be used by nobody, right? Because that's not how naturally things work, right? Like what's more natural is you know, you go to a place of commerce or activities people like to do on a regular basis, and a community arises out of that, rather than trying to plan a community and community doesn't exist. Like for example in Irvine, right, you try to plan a community center, and you all know that how antisocial people are in Orange County and Irvine, right? So I think that people just got to be more honest in terms of what they want out of a community. I mean, I think a lot of it just people just don't want to feel so lonely. I think one of the big problems of being in the suburbs is unless one has a regular place one frequents, right, like a gym or something like that, like people just kind of like lonely and sad, and that's why I think people just stay at home, you know, just kind of veg out to shows and stuff, and you know, just eat random stuff. So I think it's actually really critical to try to immerse yourself in some sort of natural community, and I don't think it should be forced. Like it could be simple, like, you know, going to the same coffee shop every day, making friends with the barista, or meeting the folks there, going to the same gym every single day, stuff like that. And I guess maybe this is where like people's sports might be a good thing, is that like at least there is some sort of like community, I suppose. But the ultimate takeaway point is this: don't seek a community for the sake of a community. Seek to do an activity you like on a regular basis and revolve your life around that.